Nearly every game of the DSFL 2 on Week 10 is a divisional matchup. We start off with an AFC West clash between the Bolts and the Raiders. Oakland comes into this one at 7-1, looking to improve to 8-1 in San Diego, but the 2-6 San Diego Chargers looking to make a case here, trailing 7-3. Dan Fouts, 1st and 10 from the 20 with under a minute to go in the football game, picked off by Lester Hayes. He enters San Diego territory and is taken down inside the 30. It leads to an Oakland field goal. Then, with under 15 seconds to go before halftime, Fouts makes another mistake. This one, a pick six by Lester Hayes, 17-3 at the halftime break, and more San Diego miscues into the third quarter. Sebastian Janikowski for a field goal to make it 20-3. Raiders win easy and are now 8-1 in the DSFL 2. Saints and the Falcons in an interdivision matchup. Two teams headed clearly in opposite directions, but the 2-6 Falcons here at home looking to make a statement here in Atlanta. End of first quarter, a lucky break for the Saints that looked like a score. They end up settling for a field goal. Third quarter, after a tie ball game, Deion Sanders with the interception breaks a tackle, enters Saints territory inside the 40 to the 34-yard line, but the Falcons offense again unable to do anything on offense. Drew Brees, 3rd down and 4. He gets sacked, fumbles the football, and is down on the field. Saints reclaim the football, but this is Brees down, and he'd be out for the remainder of the game. He'll be back next week when the Saints take on their next opponent, but they'll have to make do for the remainder of this one with Archie Manning, who on his very first pass is picked off by Curtis Lofton, and that ends the Saints drive. But the Falcons, again, unable to get anything done offensively, and Hilliard gets inside to the Atlanta side of the field. But Archie Manning is sacked, and on the 3rd and 18, things look very down with under 3 to go for the Saints. But Manning connects with Marcus Colston, who tight ropes the sideline, and Deion Sanders is burned for the first time all game. And now the Saints are inside the 10. And on a 3rd and goal, Reggie Bush pounds it in for a touchdown, but penalties are down on the field, and it's holding against the Saints. They hand it off again on 3rd and 12. But this one, no sir. It's a run for a loss. And this time, the Saints settle for a field goal. It's 6-3 New Orleans with under 2 to go in the fourth quarter. Now can Atlanta drive down the field for seemingly the first time in the football game? Ryan over the middle, complete to Julio Jones to enter Saints territory. 2nd and 17. Ryan looking deep, and it's complete inside the 10 to the 5 to Roddy White. And on a 1st and goal, no field goal needed for this team. Andre Rison in the end zone, touchdown, Atlanta Falcons. 4th and 5, can Manning make a play? No, he cannot. Incomplete pass intended for Eric Martin. And after starting the year 6-2, they have dropped 2 straight, and now the Saints are in trouble at 6-4. We go from one divisional clash to another. This one, the Detroit Lions traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. And early on, Detroit showing some fight in their ball club. This one, a fumble recovered by the defense, Doug English, there for the turnover. And on the very next play, Lane connects with his big play man, Cogdill, for the touchdown. And now it's 10-0 early on in Chicago, with the Bears showing why they're a powerful football team, just traveling down the football field. Walter Payton on the screen, and he is gone. No looking back for the Bears running back here. And now it's only a field goal game entering the third quarter. Walter Payton on the toss. He enters Detroit territory and is taken down at the 40-yard line. And then Luckman in plus territory connecting for another first down. But on 3rd down and 4 here inside the 30, Luckman picked off by Jack Christensen. He'll take a knee from there. And the Bears end up with 0 points on that drive. That would be key entering the fourth quarter, as Cogdill with another reception, and here just another big play. A big play man on this key drive here for the Detroit Lions. They get points on the possession, even though it's a field goal. It's now 6 points leading for the Detroit Lions. Now can the Bears on their next series do anything offensively? No, they cannot. Willie Galt back from injury. He get the drop on that one. Now all the Lions have to do is drive down the field. They don't need the Bears to get another possession. But on 4th and 4, they have to settle for a field goal after the fake punt. And it's no good, just short, giving the Chicago Bears a chance. Phil Hansen no good on that attempt. On 4th down and 8, with the game on the line, Luckman overthrows a wide open touchdown. Bears are now 6-3, Lions 4-5. Our 4th consecutive division clash. This one, the AFC South. The Colts hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, who early on connect for a touchdown to make it 7-0. But the Colts dominate from there on out, more for the touchdown to tie it at 7. And then Marvin Harrison, one of the top 3 receivers in the DSFL too, catching a wide open ball there from Unitas, and he is gone. And the Colts go on to win easy and are now 7-3, still holding the 5th seed in the AFC playoff picture. Another AFC West clash. This time the Denver Broncos travel to KC to take on the Chiefs. Denver having an extremely slim chance for the playoffs. But Lionel Taylor's been their big play man for John Elway the whole year, as he connects for the touchdown, an 80-yard score, and now it's 10-0 early on in KC. But the Chiefs go on to tie it before Lionel Taylor catches another score to make it 17-10 in Kansas City. Can the Chiefs respond and keep their season alive? This is Len Dawson complete to Taylor, who gets inside the 20, then 1st and goal at the 2. Priest Holmes to take the lead, 20-17. The Broncos tack on a field goal to make it 20-20, and the Chiefs retain the ball with under 2 minutes to play. But Tony Gonzalez, the tight end for the Chiefs, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, catching the touchdown, and the 80-yard score for the tight end gives the Chiefs a 27-20 lead, and the incomplete pass seals the game for Len Dawson and the Chiefs. Denver falls to 3-6 and have an extremely low chance for the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers take on AFC North foe, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Cincinnati season continues to be a very long year for these Bengals as they get a heavy dose of Franco Harris here, as it's 14-0 early on. Steelers improve to 9-1, Bengals 1-8. The Texans-Oilers mix of teams travels to Tampa Bay to take on the hot Buccaneers that have beaten the Saints twice and look to be on a roll in the NFC South, already leading their division. Early on, Kevin House taking the ball all the way to the house. This one, the distance, 100 yards on the return, and now it's 7-0 in the second quarter. But Jonathan Joseph on the first play of this quarter with the interception, and Houston will reply on 3rd and long. It's complete to Andre Johnson, and he breaks a tackle and is gone. 76 yards on the touchdown, and Warren Moon is happy. He keeps pumping his fist over there on the sideline. And now on a 2nd and goal from the 5, the Tampa Bay offense gets the touchdown it needs. It's now 14-7 in Tampa Bay, but Eddie George puts the team on his back. He takes the toss off the left side and takes it 50 yards inside the Tampa Bay 5, and then Arian Foster caps the drive off with a touchdown. Houston rolls another opponent. They're now 8-2 on the season. This field goal will make it 17-14 with the Saints loss. Bucks still first in the division. Washington Redskins travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins in Sun Life Stadium. And this Miami team held to only 6 points in the first half at 6-3 entering the third quarter. And Charlie Sanders burns the Dolphins deep for a score. And Washington playing the Dolphins very impressively here. They lead this one 10-6. And can the Sammy Baugh-led Washington Redskins make the second big upset among the elite teams in the DSFL in 2 weeks? This pass to make it another touchdown is incomplete, overthrown, intended for Charlie Sanders. Dan Marino fires it deep late in the third, and Herman Moore takes it and goes into Washington territory. And then 1st and goal from the 7. Washington unable to stop Mercury Morris. It's now 13-10. And the Dolphins defense proves strong. Then the offense churns out those yards and runs down the clock. kicks a field goal with just under 2 minutes to play. Now can the Washington Redskins make a drive here? They have one final chance. Sammy ball on a 1st and 10, looking deep, but it's intercepted by Will Allen, and that one will seal it. Miami improved to 7-2, keeping pace with the elite of the AFC, Redskins 4-5. The St. Louis Rams travel to the Dog Pound to take on the Cleveland Browns that have lost 7 straight games heading into this one, and Steven Jackson hopes to make it an 8th. At the end of the first quarter, the score is 7-0 Rams. But Max Speedy and the Cleveland Browns rally here in the second quarter. It's 7-all, and then Kurt Warner is picked off on his ensuing series. And the second quarter is dominated by this Cleveland offense. It's 10-7, and then with under a minute to play, Jim Brown caps it off with a touchdown, and now it's 17-7 in Cleveland. But Eric Dickerson hopes to make a comeback for the St. Louis offense. The ball is traveled to the plus side of the field, and then on 2nd and 10 with 20 seconds to play, Elroy Hirsch in the end zone, and the Rams make it a 6-point game. But in the fourth quarter, this tight end with a touchdown off the right side, and the Cleveland Browns win, beating heavily favored St. Louis at home. Bills and the Cowboys, and with Dallas at home trying to keep their season alive at 3-5, Tony Dorsett to make it 7-0. And then on their ensuing series, Roger Staubach proving why he is now the starter and was the DSFL 2 leader for the Cowboys in passing, Drew Pearson with the touchdown. And only if the Cowboys can put a couple games together back-to-back, they would be back in the thick of things in the NFC East. Right now, they're currently right behind the Eagles and Redskins at 4-5. Speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles against lackluster Atlanta, it's the Eagles that proved victorious over the Arizona Cardinals, an NFC foe. And now the Eagles, can we say after 10 weeks, are again the leaders of the NFC East. They're now 5-4, Cardinals 2-7. Ravens travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Both teams 3-5, and if any team in the NFL can kick 3 field goals and exit the game with a win, it will be the Baltimore Ravens. Matt Stover 3 for 4 on field goal attempts, and the Ravens win 9-0 over the Seattle Seahawks. Giants and the 49ers in an intriguing matchup that does not show the fact that the Niners have 4 more games won than the Giants, because early on Matthias Kiwanuka with the fumble recovery, but the Giants only settle for a field goal. More Niners miscues in the first half, as a pass caught short of the first down would lead to Manning firing deep, and this is Hakeem Nicks, and he gets past the secondary and is gone 80 yards to the house. And the Giants strike again. It's 10-0 early in the second quarter. Now after the 2-minute warning, Frank Gore on 3rd and 17. The Giants should have stopped the run for a minimal gain, but instead a game-changing play as Harry Carson catches Frank Gore throwing the football right at his gut. And then Hakeem Nicks fumbles it, and Marlon Hicks recovers the football. And that would lead to Jerry Rice for the touchdown. Jerry Triple R Rice for the end zone, greatest of all time, and gets another score here as the Niners win 28-10 to improve to 8-1. Giants out of the NFC East, 2 games behind the Eagles at 3-5. Now here are some of the scores from games that were not shown because they were way too insignificant, including the Patriots beating the Jets. DSFL standings after week number 10. The Steelers, Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, and Oakland Raiders round out the AFC leaders in their respective divisions. NFC standings now, the Packers, Buccaneers, Eagles, and Niners wrap up the NFC. Here are some statistics and injuries for the DSFL, and I will see you next week. So long.